got somebody special in here, Dave. We got Cameron Hardin.
Welcome to the show.
We just jump right in it just like that?
We just do it just like that.
Just action. Go. I like that.
And then the producer walks away.
Cool. Good stuff. Good stuff. All right, we'll go ahead and take 5, and we'll reconvene.
Intermission.
So, Dylan, you want
Well,
to introduce him?
yeah, Cameron Hardin,
Yeah.
Big Brother stud.
Stud? Oh.
Yeah.
What's up? Cameron here. Dylan, Emmett. I just met Emmett, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Just met you. Cool. This is a lot of fun. I met Dylan. We met
At the karaoke.
at
night.
I was judging a karaoke competition
Yeah.
here in the luxurious McRae, Georgia, or some
That's
people
right.
say McRae.
Macro.
Yeah, and you told me that you had this podcast, and I was like, dude, I'll do any kind of podcast. Those are fun for me. So I just wanted to thank you for having me, and
we want to thank you for
let's
being
get in
on.
it, dude. Let's have a good time.
Yeah, totally. So,
So,
why don't we start off?
Go ahead.
Turn them loose. What you got?
Well, I guess we'll start off with tell us about you and Big Brother.
Me and Big Brother. So I was on the television show Big Brother. I was on season 25 of Big Brother. It's been running since roughly 2000. Yeah, about 2000 was when season 1, I think, first aired. I've been a fan of the show since then. I mean, I'm 36 years old, and so I was very keen on the reality television explosion of the early 2000s. I mean, you had Survivor, you had American Idol, which took us all by storm, and you had Big Brother, and of course you had those other ones that were tailing out, like Real World and Road Rules and things like that, which essentially just turned into The Challenge.
Yeah.
But we can go on that another time.
Yeah.
But so it was kind of like picking your favorite boy band. I mean, you watched all of the shows, of course, because it's what was on television. But we didn't have streaming platforms. I didn't have satellite TV. We had cable TV, and that was what was on.
Cable
so
TV.
I just immersed myself in that world because I always grew up loving television and movies and music and just the entertainment world. So I picked my favorite boy band, and I was like, Big Brother's going to be my show. That's the one that I'm going to follow. That's the one that I want to do, and that's the one that I want to just really pay attention to. And I paid so much attention to it that I made myself a promise when I was in middle school. I told everybody that would listen to me, I was, dude, I'm going to be on this TV show.
Yeah.
And they were like, okay, whatever, dude. You're from Eastman. Nobody does anything here. And I was like, yeah, cool, whatever. You can say that. And then so it just went on and on and on, and I just could not let it go. I would audition. I auditioned 5 or 6 times over the years to be on Big Brother. Terrible audition tapes. If you want to put in an audition tape, contact me. I promise that I can at least coach you through the process because
right.
I know I turned in some ducks.
Really?
I turned in some rough ones. I even did the open casting calls. I drove down to Gainesville, Florida one time at 5 in the morning
No shit.
just to try to put my face out there.
Right.
And a couple of times I got some interesting callbacks for other TV shows that weren't Big Brother. Remember that show Redneck Island?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Listen.
They saw Eastern Georgia.
They did.
They were like, this boy got it.
I know my accent isn't exactly kicking right now. You go all over the world, and it kind of goes away a little bit unless I get about 8 Coors deep.
Yeah, that's fair.
But yeah, so they saw my audition tape, and they were like, "This dude, redneck." I mean, I look like a mini version of Luke Combs.
Yeah.
I had on Wrangler boots.
That's good.
I had on a Columbia shirt, the button-down PFG fisherman, and a hat. And I was fresh from Afghanistan, honestly. And so
really?
I didn't really know what to do with my life. And so I was like, well, I've been offered this opportunity to go be on Redneck Island, but I don't want to excuse the term, but I don't want to blow my load on just some show just to say, hey, I got on a show, because name me one person that's ever been on Redneck Island.
Right.
Exactly. I can't even name somebody that went from Redneck Island to go on to do something else.
Yeah.
So I was like, I don't want to do that. I want my show. And I think the determination and staying true to that it paid off, of course, because I told them blatantly, no, I want Big Brother. And they were like, appreciate you. You know, weird to say no to a show, but
you don't fit the bill.
I don't want to do that. And they're like, okay, cool. So, you know, fast forward years later, and I've been auditioning and on and off here and there. Sometimes, some years I didn't audition because I knew it wasn't the right time for me to go do that. And then, you know, coming out of COVID and all that stuff, I had a couple of different, you know, really good jobs. And, you know, I went from high school straight into the Army, and you know, I got out of the Army and I was coaching football and baseball in Cochran, and I was, you know, then I left that and I went into the management world with, you know, in logistics and things. So I had to look professional my whole life until one day I was like, dude, stop. I'm done trying to look like this clean-cut, prior military, you know, managerial professional. I'm going to go be who the hell I am, and that's it. So I grew my beard out, and that was the first step. And then the second step, I started growing my hair out, and people started looking at me funny because I just looked like a dirty tennis ball. No. I was just fuzzy looking. So I grew out that, and that just kind of gave me my confidence back, like who I am. And it showed, I think, on my auditions and all of my, you know, Zoom calls and meetings that I had with producers. It showed that I was comfortable being exactly who I am. Some people are not. Some people try to be someone, or they're afraid to be themselves, specifically in a small town or a local area where you're not necessarily, it's not welcomed to go against the grain, to be different. You get called names and you get ostracized by your own community, by your own church, by your own family. People are like, oh, they're weird. I don't want to talk to them anymore because they're out there doing their own thing and making us all look like a bunch of idiots. When it's not the case. People take it personally. And really all I want to do is go be myself. So I auditioned, got on it, and I was so honored and so pleased and so proud that I had finally accomplished the thing that I wanted to do, that I was like, it's kind of like Ricky Bobby, like, I don't know what to do with my hands. Like, I got into the house and I was like, well, shit, what do I do now? So I just started running. You know, I had a different strategy that I wanted to do going into the show. And then after a week, I mean, as Mike Tyson says, everybody's got a plan until you get hit in the mouth, right? So I got hit in the mouth. So I was like, well, I got to adjust. Yeah, do some stuff. So I just started being myself and winning competitions and just going hard and having a good time. And eventually I was seen as the underdog. I was seen as the villain. I was seen as the good guy. I was seen as the guy that takes no crap, the guy that says it like it is. I've been called a million different things, and all I really wanted to do was just be myself. So
you just wanted to be yourself?
I got on there, and you know, I didn't win the whole show, the whole season, but I did win America's Favorite Player, which is it's the biggest pride point I think that you can take away from any one of those television shows, is to have been liked. Because the whole time you're ostracized, you're completely alone in that house, cut off from all of the world. Like, I have no idea what's going on. So in the back of my mind, I'm thinking, oh God, I just hope that I don't get like shot just leaving the door.
Yeah.
I did something weird. Someone's going to want to hate me. And so the whole time your mind is racing, thinking.
Turns out you were the one they liked more than anybody else.
Yeah. Turns out you did okay, and people like you. And I got a letter from my dad when I got eliminated, and he just said that the whole community was proud. I made my hometown proud. And
Yes, you did.
I made our way of life out here not so trivial and not so comical. People can look at us and go, well, they might talk a little different, but they're just like us. We're all the same people, and they're not a bunch of idiots. You know? So I was honored to be on that show and to have done as well as I did. I mean, they asked me to go on and do their Christmas special with them, which was even cooler to me because I got to meet a lot of people that were like people I looked up to in the reality TV world, and now they're my friends. And so it's weird to go, you know, people are like, oh my God, have you seen so-and-so? I'm like, yeah, I just talked to him the other day. I'm like, you're texting right now. And then they're like, what? So it's a different world whenever you cross that threshold and you're like a part of the circle. It's a weird, I don't know, it's just an interesting thing to be a part of. When I walk into a room with them, we're all just like, it's like you're seeing your buddies that you haven't seen in a long time. Let's go get some drinks. Let's talk. Let's have a good time. how's your family? How's this? How's that? You know, and then when you walk into like a bar in Nashville and you get stopped 8 times between bars, people wanting to take a picture with you, and it's a completely different world and something that no one can prepare you for. No one can tell you how to act, how to be. And if you're from a small town and you've never had some kind of attention like that before, it can demolish you if you don't. And it got a hold of me, and it got in a rough way with me, and I had to just basically back away from everything because I was like, I'm losing myself. This is not okay.
Yeah.
So to rope it all in, huge fan of Big Brother's show. Finally got on it, did well, and then afterwards, there's just a lot of attention that no one can prepare you for, and I hope that was about as much as I can tell you about Big Brother.
Well, I know you just got off a cruise, the Big Brother cruise.
Yeah. We just did a cruise. There was like 20 of us BB alumni. It was so much fun. Very disorganized and kind of up in the air, and a lot of really bad stuff happened on the cruise. Not with any of the Big Brother people, but with the travel agency management, the guys that ran it.
Yeah.
The guy that ran it. He did some awful stuff, and we can get into that later. But you know, we all basically said we're never going to work with this guy again. It was pretty awful. So none of us did anything bad. Like, we had a great time, an amazing time with all the fans, and I 100% look forward to doing that again. But that was really cool because, I mean, you can go out into the world and find Big Brother fans, or just fans of you. If you do podcasting and you do TikToks and all this other stuff, you can find people that are fans of you. But to find actual Big Brother fans, I mean, there's a small percentage, and you get recognized. And when you get recognized, it's like, holy Lord, like you're the Beatles or something. It's otherworldly, and you're like, whoa, bro.
Calm down.
I'm just picking up toothpaste. This is Walmart.
I'm just a guy.
How many Walmart receipts I've signed?
Walmart receipt?
Too many. People stop me in Walmart, leaving Walmart, want to get a picture, and they want to get an autograph of some sort, but they don't know what. So they're like, they hand me their Walmart receipt, and I'll sign that, which is funny.
Hopefully they didn't buy nothing that they don't want, framed on a wall.
Or they do.
Like
people are weird, dude.
Or something. Like condoms or something.
Toothpaste, laxative.
People are weird. I got out of the house and found a website of my feet.
No shit.
Yes, shit. Like, people had taken screen grabs off of the live TV and were like, and then they sent it to me like, hey,
Here's
here
your
you
feet.
go. Now you can get money. And I'm like, no, dude, what are you? Leave me alone.
I bet you're popular on Feet Finder.
I don't
have
have
no
to worry
idea.
about that because my feet look like I could snatch a goat off a mountainside.
Some people are into that stuff, man. Some people are into that shit.
It takes all kinds. There's a lot of different people out there.
So you were a huge fan of the show before you got. How much do you think that being a huge fan of the show played in your strategy while you were on the show?
So going in, having been a big fan, you kind of recognize that if you are in fact a super fan of the show, that's kind of information that you want to keep to yourself. You don't want to tell everybody that you're a super fan because it might give you some sort of an advantage.
Even if
a fan has a crystal ball of what
even the
competitions are
air
coming
of an advantage.
No one knows shit. But I think honestly, I think it's a pretentious thing. People are like, oh, you're a fan of the show? Let's get you out of here. There's this whole like weird shadow, like
they're
a
scared
cloud.
you might have an inside
Right,
angle.
they're afraid that you might have a little bit of an edge of having a strategy. A lot of the people that go in there that aren't super fans, that are just, kind of casual watchers of the show, they feel like they're a little in the dark, and that's their own fault. Like, why did you want to come on the show and you didn't do research and figure out and find out what you want to do in the show? That's their problem. So you don't want to piss them off and feel like you're trying to place yourself above them, but you also don't want them to think that you have some sort of a game mental advantage because you know the show. So a lot of super fans will go into the show and play that down. Like, yeah, I've seen the show. I like it, blah, blah, blah. And you look around and there's 15 people in here saying, yeah, I've seen the show. Like, bullshit. Come on, dude. So after a while, once we recognized that a majority of us were fans of the show, we're like, dude, let's just talk about it. Can we just talk about it?
Yeah.
We talk about the fact that we all love the show, and that we're not trying to hide the fact that we have some sort of advantage over the other because we watched 4 more episodes than someone else. Like, what are you talking about? So after a while, it just kind of went away. So that which was kind of nice, because then you have the ability to open up to your friends about about the show that you all love and you're actually on right now, kind of a meta experience. But yeah, so yeah, being a super fan, you kind of play it down mostly, and then after a while, it just kind of wears off, and you recognize that everyone's a fan. So you're like, I feel dumb for having lied. Now you got to back your lie up, and it's, I'd rather just go in and be like, yeah, I love the show, man.
Did the fun outweigh the pressure?
Did the fun outweigh the pressure? Yeah, I mean, of course it did. The fun of it was amazing. I mean, being on the show was cool. Doing the competitions was fun. Hearing the crowd and doing stuff and knowing that you're being watched by millions of people. That is like a lot weighing on you the whole time. So the pressure is the fun. You're like, I'm having fun. I'm having too much fun. Is the fun making me look weird? You're in your head constantly because I'm from a small town and my dad was a football coach. So I've been in the public world my whole life. Mm-hmm. I couldn't go to school and expect to say or do something that wouldn't get not only back to my dad,
right,
but would reflect on my father poorly. Like if you do something as a coach's son, that holds a lot of credibility to whether or not that coach is employable anymore, because like you can't even raise your own kid, right? Blah blah blah. So I grew up in pressure, and so you're always acutely aware of everything that's going on around you at all times and how you are perceived. Some people don't have that. Some people didn't grow up like we grew up in small towns where everybody talks and you'll be on the church bulletin and they'll be praying for you by Sunday afternoon, Mm-hmm. So you don't know that type of pressure unless you've lived in a small town where everything gets around and you're always aware that your actions reflect not only yourself, but whatever it is that you represent, your family, your school, your sports team, your church, your business. And people don't necessarily recognize that. So yes, the fun was fun, but at the same time, in the back of your mind the whole time, all you're thinking is, how is it being perceived? How is me having fun? Am I doing it right? Am I going to get, run out on rails for enjoying something that I shouldn't have enjoyed, laughing at something I shouldn't have laughed at, participating in a conversation that I should have been shutting down? It's constant.
Yeah, because you're secluded in the house, and you don't know what people think of you, like you said earlier.
You have no idea. So you just try everything you can, and sometimes that can come off as you being robotic, you not being genuine, because I was so afraid that I was going to get roped into something and be accused of being something. I knew I wasn't going to say anything bad or do anything bad because I don't think or do anything bad. So that's not going to happen. Mm-hmm. But when people already don't like you, they only need one reason to not like you. And if they already don't like you, it's confirmation bias. Anything you do from that point on is seen as justification in their eyes to hate you. And it's terrible, but it's truth. Once people see you as a certain way, they will take any tiny wrinkle that they possibly can, exploit it just to justify their own shitty stance. Mm-hmm. So, you come off as an amazing guy to 80% of the world, but then for the 20% that you represent some sort of person that they already didn't like, well, these are the loudest people. The 80% of the people that go, good job, man, love you. The 20% are the people that just go, we hate everything about you. You should be shot. You're terrible.
You should die.
You're the worst. And you're like, what? And they're like, because you looked at that person that one time. And I'm like, what the... Okay, I guess that's cool. You did the work for me. Now I know I am not friends with you, and you're not my audience. You're not my fan. You're not any of that stuff. So scamper away back into your hole, buddy. I don't care.
Well, they love you. Apparently, you did it right.
Still a lot of hate.
He proved it.
Yeah, still.
50K.
Yep. They absolutely loved you. You did the
I
right
actually
thing.
sat down and watched that this morning
What's that?
when I was trying to gather some more little stuff about you. I watched the video of you winning America's Favorite House Guest, and I was like, holy shit. Like, damn, he really just made that much?
That was a crazy, crazy night. First off, any opportunity to meet Julie, even though Julie Chin Moonves, who's the host of Big Brother and has been since the very beginning, if you get an opportunity to meet Miss Julie, as I call her, you've done a couple of things. You probably got evicted from the house. You either won the show, you're America's Favorite Player, or she wants to talk to you on her podcast because, you know, she's very religious. Very, very, very strong faith. So there's a few opportunities to talk and actually, you know, chat it up with Julie. And having won America's Favorite Player, it was surreal. First off, I didn't expect it. Like I said, I thought that I was going to be hated and everybody was going to, and then you turn around and being told that, hey man, everyone actually really loves you and loves what you do. And it was, so a lot of emotions came flooding in that I wasn't expecting and I didn't know how to handle.
Yeah.
So that night I was speechless. And then, you know, after the finale, there's always a wrap party. I mean, you're going to go and there's going to be a lot of other Big Brother alumni at some big mansion, and you know
Mansion
you're going to go have fun, and some things you can talk about and some things you can't, and then you know you're gonna ball out, you know. But I couldn't go to the party immediately because I had to do press after the finale ended. Because the winner has to talk, second place has to talk, and like America's Favorite Player, we all have to go do specific exit interviews with podcasters and you know Us Weekly and Entertainment Tonight and all these different things. So I was late, very late, finally getting a ride to the party, and huge house. It was Todrick's house. We'll talk about Todrick another time. He's awesome. But it was like that, like a 90s high school party scene.
Yeah.
Where somebody walks into the party and the record scratches and everybody just turns and looks at the door and, oh, shit. And you're like, oh, shit. I'm walking up this stairs, right? The first level's whatever. Second level's where the party's at. So I'm walking up the stairs and it's like glass everywhere and people are just, you know, it's a buzz. And someone spotted me walking up the stairs and like, Cameron's here. And I was like, what? You know, I was and like everyone stopped and like stared and people like ran to me and wanted to take pictures and do all this stuff. And I don't think I made it 10 feet into that whole house without being just bombarded. And I was like, it was a sensory overload. I mean, having been locked down for roughly 110, 115-ish days, no phone, no outside contact, just you and, you know, some of the production assistants that help get you food or whatever. Yeah. Because I couldn't leave. I couldn't go anywhere. So, you know, having gone from seeing 5 people in my whole world right now to just like this explosion, I was like, oh my God, I don't really know what to do with this. And then I finally got my phone back, turned it on.
Oh my God. I can only imagine.
That was a lot. To complete crazy shout out to my niece Alexis, who basically ran and managed all of my social media stuff while I was gone. And she put me over the top. I mean, I don't think people necessarily would have known so much about me if she hadn't done everything she did to get me the followers and everything that I got. So I didn't know I had any of that. I didn't know I had a social media. I didn't know I had pictures of me online. I didn't know that I had people doing interviews in my hometown about me that I don't even know. I don't even know you, dude. What are you? Yeah. Cameron's amazing. Oh my God, we always knew he was going to be great. Who
but now they're a fan.
You,
now they're a big fan.
Yeah. So it was such a stark contrast to go from, it was dark to light. It was going from no one cares who you are, nice hair, loser, to, oh my God, I'll give you X amount of dollars if you just tell me what product you put in your hair.
Oh my God.
So it was like, it was such a left turn, and it was almost, honestly, it was too much, and I had to step away. I had to get off the field. I had to stop posting on social media and stop commenting on stuff, because this stuff affects you. Like whether you want to admit it or not.
Yeah.
It's a lot. So, yeah. Anyways, let's have the fun stuff again.
Yeah. So let's talk about your music career.
I don't have one. I listen. I play music. I sing. I write. That's it. Like I played lead guitar in my church band, in Eastman, and I love playing and singing. But it's a hobby to me. It's not, dude. I'm getting old. Some people will say I'm not, but you recognize the signs. I mean, I was in the Army for almost a decade, and your body starts shutting down. Things start happening to you. But, I don't want to chase a career in music. I mean, if The Voice called me today and said, hey, come play a gig on the thing, maybe you'll be, yeah, sure, I'll go do a reality show about music. But I don't think that I have it in me. Now, I'm a lyricist. I like to write. I've sat in on a lot of writing sessions and thrown out a line here too. I mean, I like that part, but I don't foresee a music career, and I put it into the analogy of everybody in this room can throw a baseball.
Yeah.
Right.
But we're not pitchers.
No.
Right.
I'm not gonna strike out the side with an 85-mile-an-hour slider. No. I don't have it in me anymore. It's not my thing. So, music career, no, but I am very immersed in the scene. I love live bands. I will go find a live band. I love dive bar music. I love sitting in a hotel with 3 other writers and hammering out a song about whatever's on our mind. Yeah. I love music, but the music, as a profession, That's not me anymore, man.
It's like that.
I like fishing, but I'm not going to win the Bass Masters tournament this year.
You don't know that. You don't know that.
Cameron's giving you hope now.
Oh, did you say? I thought you said Ass
Cameron's
Masters.
giving me a
Ass
boat now.
Master.
I thought you said Ass Masters.
What did you say? Did you say Cameron's giving me a boat?
He might.
Oh.
He might.
Oh, hope. I'm sorry.
Hope, not boat.
Hope's not a tactic.
Don't get your hopes up now.
I hope we're entering the Ass Master competition.
Wasn't that from Seinfeld?
I don't know. It's from this couch right now.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
That's the wrong kind of couch.
No, this is the correct couch. There are others that you do not want to find yourself on.
No, this couch isn't black.
No.
This isn't black. This isn't black. We're keeping that in. Because I didn't mention nothing. I just said the couch color.
All he is agreeing to is the fact that he has in fact seen a photo of a couch, someone on it, and the couch is.
I don't have any idea what these young guys are talking about.
Liar.
I have no idea.
You were behind the camera, Emmett. I was there.
I think they used the exact same cameras we're using too. I'm not gonna lie.
Cool.
I plead a fifth.
You plead the fifth.
A fifth.
A fifth.
So let me flip it on you. We've talked about cool stuff. What made you start this podcast? What is it that you guys do? Because like we were talking about earlier, this is one of our earlier episodes, and that's why I wanted to come help you guys just talk and hang out and have a good time. But what is it that made you guys start this?
Well, there's a lot of talent locally here, especially right now. Our producer, Dan, he was a guest on the show. He's my son. Through him, we've met a lot of bands, a lot of singers, songwriters, musicians, through his work in the studio. There's just so much talent right now. And there's a sea of music out there. It's so hard to find anything. You know, the internet changed the music industry. It changed everything. There's not a physical product to sell anymore. It's a digital product. Nobody's buying CDs or albums or cassettes. Now it's all digital. You pay a subscription, and place like Spotify, Apple Music, I mean, they pay pennies. So an artist, the whole business model of the music industry has changed with the internet. And now you have access to a lot of music. But the problem is it's a sea of music. And, it's so hard for the bands around here to get noticed. They're not playing the Sunset Strip. They're hitting these little dive bars around here. And, man, they're good. And we need a way to promote and showcase some of these artists, let people get to know who they are and see a little bit of their talent. So we started this whole podcast so that we could kind of get to know some of the local guys, let everybody see kind of who they are, where they came from, and then kind of showcase their talent on our stage a little bit. They usually give us a little raw performance. It's a little different than a full show, usually acoustic because of the way we're set up. And, just give everybody a little taste of what they got.
That's right.
You're right. Thanks, Napster.
Yeah.
But,
turns out Lars was on point.
But really, yeah, Lars. For once, dude can't keep time now. You're right. All over, but I think that the music hasn't changed. The business changed.
The business model changed.
The business changed in the sense that not artists getting paid. Of course, that changed because it's all down to shares and people listening to your music. So it's come down to deals with production companies. And you get some sort of a deal where it's like if your song gets listened to X number of times in the month, you're going to get this kind of paycheck. But the business itself hasn't changed in the sense that the same people are still in control. The same people are still in charge of everything. And now they've almost made it even worse. Thank God that we had some legislation on ticket sales for concerts because that is in fact how artists make the bulk of their money. Of course, they're going to make it these. Of course, they're going to make it on these contracts with making, particular albums and all this kind of stuff.
That's just it.
But there's no album sales.
There's no physical product to sell.
So what's even worse is that the business now controls even more of the business because they get to decide what parts of your music you can see the internet at all.
What happens is your record companies, they then become your manager, basically. The way that they're making money now, I mean, Spotify's great to get your music out there, but they're not paying you. I mean, you're not making any money off Spotify.
No, not if you don't have a deal.
You're not making any. Spotify doesn't.
I mean, as a big
there's
artist,
nothing. There's even big artists aren't making. They're making pennies on that. That's not where.
Yeah, it used to be. It's all a bonus on the back end.
Yeah, it's a time. It used to be that artists would do the concerts, right, to promote the album, so the album sells. And they got a new album coming out, they go on world tour, and they would promote the album. It's kind of the other way around. The music that you put out on Spotify and things like that, you're using that to promote your live shows. Now, what the record companies are doing now is they're making a piece of that, and they're also trying to get your music licensed on other platforms like TV shows and soundtracks to movies, commercials, all these little spots. And the way to do that is to make sure your music is well known and popular. So you have to put it up on the streaming platforms.
I think a little too deep about stuff. I mean, I went to college for English, and so if you think about it in terms of, used to people, you got shit on if you watched too much TV or listened to too much music or whatever. People said, it's going to rot your brain and it's corrupting you and. This type of stuff that you're
go outside, nerd.
This type of stuff that you're putting in your brain is awful. But
leave me alone, Mom.
But really, it's our I say generation. I'm going to use it as a broad term. It's our day and age's version of poetry. It's our day and age's version of plays, of stories, of novels. So you're seeing more of this platform of of lyricists and melodies and all of these things meshed together, it's nothing more than a Spenserian poet. It's nothing more than a Shakespearean, Sonnet 23. It's nothing more than all of these things just in melodic form. And so I believe that we've gone all the way now around full circle to where the artists themselves are getting platformed. And it's almost as if you're wanting to have your poetry published in some sort of, newspaper or weekly chronicle. So people tune in for whatever your next poem is. So now it's gone from an album being an entire work of art, 10 to 15 songs of this person laying their heart out, and now it's turned into an artist is basically now borderline just a tool for the industry to be used to platform other songwriters. So because if you want to get a certain song put out there, you got to jump through crazy hoops, and if you're not in fact Morgan Wallen, it's going to be tough for you to have your song be heard. Now if you take that song and you get your record company or whoever it is, your writing publishing company, if you get with that and you get an opportunity to get someone like a Morgan Wallen or a Luke Combs to sing your song, you've made it. Your poem wound up in the Weekly Chronicle. And that's what it is. And people love and adore these artists, and we put them out there like this. But I don't think that we're getting enough love for songwriters. People don't recognize how much craft goes into building this 2.5 minute song that you literally just skip on the radio. And you're like, I don't even care about that anymore. So people don't even know. So the music world is so much bigger than people even imagine. And even at that, we're still only getting a sliver of it because it's all controlled by the powers that be for whatever it is that they want you to hear. I guarantee you there are some Morgan Wallen songs he's got in his back pocket that no one will let him put out because it won't bode well for whatever boot they're selling that year.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
It's all crazy.
Well, the music
convoluted.
business is definitely. With my son as a musician, I found out really quickly that the music business has to do very little with music and all about business.
Oh, shit's worse than Hollywood, man.
It's all about contracts and rights and who
Lawyers.
and control. Yeah, and control.
Lawyers.
And they will nickel and dime you every way they can, and it's even more so than it used to be before the internet came around, because these companies, these huge record companies, they were behemoths worth tons and tons of money that was just rolling in, and all of a sudden that went away almost overnight.
Yep.
So they were hungry.
Yeah, and they were making hand over fist far more than they put into it. So the only people that were essentially hurt by the internet trend of music were record producers, because they were making bank off of album sales. And so that's why they had to basically game the system, and they started making money off of artists through their own concert sales.
Yep.
And that's a whole other, don't get me started on that. So that's a whole other issue. So I guess to rope it all back in, a platform like this to find artists, to showcase artists, to show people that are really trying to get their name out there, it's awesome. And people need stuff like this, because there's bands that I've heard of today that I've never heard of before, because I didn't see them in a bar. I don't know what their YouTube channel is. We don't have friends in common on TikTok for me to see their video. There's no way to do it other than to play the game. And the game is digital. You want to be seen, you got to be seen. So the only way to do that is to be platformed on these podcasts, and to be able to talk, and then have a link to go to wherever your shows are going to be. People got to get seen. And it's a tough business. Every business is a tough business, but the music industry will roll you up and smoke you.
It's definitely hard.
Yeah.
And there's so much talent, like you said, around here that nobody really gets to see. We have bands that will be on upcoming episodes that are just incredible and incredible songwriters, and nobody. I mean, they don't have huge social media. There's
Right.
clips of them playing in bars, and
Yeah.
they post up their dates on Facebook. But if you don't know where to look, you're not going to ever find them.
No.
And we just kind of want to, let everybody see them.
Yeah.
How'd you get into DJing? Speaking of music,
Well.
good answer. Here, we're gonna go ahead and take 5. You guys stay right there.
You're a better host than we are.
I was about to say we want to get into it. How I got into it out here.
I don't. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, basically, I started off as a guy that had a few badass playlists on Apple Music that everybody fucking liked. I started DJing at my friend's party out there in Chester. We'd have pool parties every
Shout out
weekend.
Chester
Yeah.
softball league.
So I'd bring my big ass JBL that had the wireless mics with it. And I'd run basically a makeshift karaoke and DJing thing out there at night. Well, then I come out here and they need a DJ. So I talked to the boss man and I started off on that black computer down there by just basically using YouTube and my phone. I didn't have no kind of.
For those of you watching at home, we're in a loft of a bar
Yeah.
in the middle
Cedar Lane Social Club.
of nowhere. I love this place. It's the best. So, for reference, when he says that black computer down there, he's pointing down to the actual DJ booth.
Yeah.
And we're up here.
Well, people that's been out here, they know what I'm
crow's
talking
nest.
about. Yeah, we're in a crow's nest right now. So I started off by just using YouTube, and I kind of picked up on where to, if you got a song that's got a long outro, you don't let the whole thing play and just have it silent in a bar. So then I got a controller. Then I got one of those DJ controllers and my own laptop, and I figured out the program. And it just kind of caught on overnight. I figured out how to do it, and I self-taught myself how to do everything when it came to the DJ and stuff.
Self-teaching yourself is, in fact, that would be how you would do it, yeah.
Yeah.
Self-taught.
So, he said I self-taught myself. I was like, who else would you self-teach?
Yeah, that is true. He makes a fair point.
Oh,
I self-taught myself.
Self-touching.
Stop, ass master.
Stop.
At it again.
Stop. So that's pretty much it.
I dig it.
I picked
I
it
dig
up
it.
and
I love. This is an art that is lost on a lot of people that I hang out with and a lot of people that I know that are not from small towns, that are not from the country, that are not from dirt road culture. We know how to make a damn playlist. Because I can make you a playlist so good that we can do the ebbs and flows of whatever the vibe is in the truck, and then I can almost time it out to the next gas station.
Yeah.
I can get you in a specific mood before we get out at that Circle K to pick up some more Boone's Farm. And there's your next country song.
I've literally got to say, I've got 20
Yeah,
playlists
I believe
with
it.
over 2,000 songs.
I got a bunch of weird ones. Playlists, that might be one of my favorite, just quiet hobbies.
Yeah.
Just making a playlist for myself.
So I'm not alone.
For the possible opportunity to need that playlist in that scenario.
Mm-hmm.
Like some of them, I got a playlist of nothing but I'm writing a movie, right? Spoiler. I'm writing a movie, and I have an entire playlist of what I consider great classic rock from the 70s and 80s.
Oh, hell yeah.
But there's songs that you forgot you loved. Forgot you knew. The first time you hear it, you're like, oh my God, I forgot. Who sings this? I forgot about that song. And you look it up and you're like, Eddie Money, let's go.
Yeah.
Random. So I love making a playlist, and you find a way to utilize your just side passion, which I think is awesome. Being a DJ, it's not glorious, and it doesn't.
No.
You're not going to get rich, but by God, You feel rich.
I'm more interested about the movie. You said you're waiting. So you say you're writing a movie
Yeah.
with rock and roll sound. So what color is the couch?
There's still there's a bench.
I tried to break the fourth wall by looking in the camera on that one.
You'd pull the gym
Yeah.
from the office.
Yeah. Just a black couch.
We don't gotta talk deep about it because I'm still very much in the middle of editing script stuff. I'm way behind. I have no idea what I'm doing.
Conception stage.
But it's about 1980s softball beer league
Okay.
and a true underdog story, essentially, and paying homage to all of our favorite sports movie classics with hardcore rock and testosterone and fun shit.
I may have lived that movie.
Yeah, I'm going to have to interview a lot of people.
I graduated high school in 1986, so I mean,
That's
played softball.
Yeah, we know a lot of the same people, and I like this is it's going to be a lot. It's going to be really cool. I just have no idea what I'm doing, and I'm having people that I work with reach out to other actual script writers and stuff that people do know what they're doing. But I also kind of want to just keep it just myself because I know that anybody else that comes in from the outside, as they always do with small town culture, they're going to come in and try to big city it up and make it what I don't want it to be.
Right.
You know, so people can ruin everything. I mean, look at Urban Cowboy. Good Lord. It used to be cool to wear a cowboy hat and Wranglers, and then John Travolta comes along, and now everybody in the city.
Right after, I mean, Saturday Night Fever.
Yeah, now you got a bunch of buckle bunnies in here not calling you a real cowboy, and you're like, bitch,
I just fucking.
this is cow shit. I have cow shit on me. What are you talking about?
That was a hell of a movie. I hadn't thought about that movie in a long time.
Looking for love. I actually have that album. I have a vinyl collection. In case you guys are looking for vinyl records to scratch up and play with.
Oh, I've got a hell of a.
I got a vinyl record collection. I'm pretty proud of it too. It's got some heaters in there.
Yeah.
And one of them, not only is the Urban Cowboy soundtrack, but just like obscure like Ronnie Millsap.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck
Good
yeah.
ones, big times. Johnny Lee, of course, and all that. It's like interesting to look back on what we now know is so big and famous and huge and out of this world. And you look back on it on then, and I listened to his whole album, and I'm like, you got like 2 songs on there, Chief.
Yep.
Like, no wonder we didn't.
Well, and again, back then we had the label A&R guys that would go out and kind of gatekeepers. You know what I mean? I mean, they would pick and choose who they were bringing before the record companies to decide who to put money behind to promote and stuff like that. And as gatekeepers, that's why all the music that we heard back then, we think of it as such great music and stuff like that. And now we don't have those anymore. So we've got everybody putting out music on their own, and there's a lot of good music out there, but it's buried in an ocean of not good music.
There is. I'd like to talk about that because there's a couple of schools of thought, right? You got songwriters that write their heart. They want to tell you what they got going on, and they're very technical in their artistic approach to explaining to you what they're got going on on them, like that's on their heart. And then you got the other half out there that's out there for the business. I want to write some bops. I want to write some radio hits. I want to write some stuff that people are going to put over a TikTok and dance around their kitchen in for likes. There's 2 different ways of running that whole thing, and that in and of itself is probably the toughest portion of the business is playing with the middle ground there of being a true lyricist and someone that's talking about deep topics and subjects, but then also somebody that you want somebody to listen to your music. Like I can't tell you how many rooms I've been in Nashville, and somebody's writing a song about their dead grandpa. I'm like, dude, nobody's gonna. Sorry, 3. No one's gonna buy that, bud.
Yep.
No one. I mean, you're gonna find 16 or 17 people that are like, that just spoke right to my heart, brother. I can't tell you what you did for me and my family for writing that one for. Shut up, dude. Listen, I want money. Money. I want to make money on a song, and nobody's making money on a song called Grandpa's 410. It's just not. It's just not gonna work. So, guys, get in a room, pump out some heaters, man. I want to hear some good stuff, and you get looked down on by saying something like that in Nashville. You get looked down on. You're like, oh, you just want to write radio hits, bitch. Yes, I want to make money doing this. What are you talking about?
Yeah, being a starving artist is great, except for the starving part.
I don't want to be famous for the guy that wrote the song that the dude killed himself to in his garage last weekend. I want to be the dude that made somebody brush off that old car and go take that bitch for a spin around Sonic and pick up chicks. Let's go. What are we doing with ourselves? And I take the same approach to like movies of today. We have such this crazy obsession with having dark, mysterious, crazy plot lines that wrap themselves around you and twist you up by the third act. And it's like, I love that kind of stuff, but no one at this table, this couch right here has sat here and quoted one of those shows.
Yeah.
But we have quoted Talladega Nights.
And Dewey Cox.
We have quoted, we did The Office, we did,
Dewey Cox.
Urban Cowboy, and like we did stuff that people enjoy, and it just bothers me sometimes that people want to take this high and mighty approach as if they're holier than thou. Like, we write music.
The
we
vast
do art.
majority...
Dude, it ain't nothing if nobody's going to hear it.
The vast majority of people that pay money for any form of entertainment, they want to be entertained.
Yeah.
Weird. I mean, there's a time when you might want something a little bit more, but most times they don't want to just, here, let me pay $20 so I can go in and get punched in the stomach for 2.5 hours.
No, nobody.
And I want to come out crying and feeling bad about myself and the decisions I made in my life because
nobody buys a concert ticket to a festival of kumbayas.
Yep.
We just don't.
Yep.
We don't.
No, I want to see somebody flying off the stage. I want to see somebody hammered in the back row that I got to make sure they get home okay. I want to see some good shit. I want the entertainment. I want the jams. I want the movie that's going to bring life to you. And it's so crazy to me that we shy away from things like that. And I'm not saying that we're still in this PC culture realm, but we're still in that eggshell place where we're trying to make sure that we don't legally step on anybody's toes by putting out this type of entertainment versus this type of entertainment. We want to make sure that we're bringing in the whole, and everyone can be entertained by this one thing. But I got sour news, Jack. Not everybody's gonna be entertained by whatever it is that you put together for everybody. That's just not feasible. Mm-hmm. You make your art for a specific target person, and you make it to where you're proud of the product that you put out. But if that product that you put out is about your Aunt Janine getting run over by going and getting lotto tickets at Circle K, like, dude, that's not gonna...
Unless it's a reindeer. You can make a joke about it. I mean...
You see what I'm saying? Like,
unless it was David Allen
Coe. The melody and the twist of the story is everything. You gotta bring people in and allow those people to then bring other people in. And that's why it's important to be true to yourself, be entertaining as hell, and not be ashamed to go after the big fish, to go after the money, to proudly proclaim, this is what the hell I'm here for. This is what I came to do, and I'm not shying away from it. We're going to make money. Nope. We're going to make hits, and we want to make people happy to be alive, not keep them circling around the damn toilet. Like, nope. Have a good time. And that's why it's important, and I asked you guys earlier why you do podcasts like this, and it is for that. There are people out there right now that aren't writing songs that make you want to slit your wrist. There are people out there right now that have songs that just hit right to you, and they make you want to share that song. That's the biggest form of flattery you can give an artist, is the fact you want to share their music. And the fact that you're making a platform for people to be able to do that is more important than I think you realize. So thank you guys for that.
Well, thank you.
And artists, don't be afraid to freaking go hard, dude. Don't be ashamed.
No, I tell them when it starts rolling, I mean, put your foot on the gas and don't take off. Don't take it off.
Pull the trigger.